Following the video I made recently about the plaques and memorials around Sittingbourne, I thought I'd make a follow-up about the many other plaques and tablets there are around the town. This is not a comprehensive list. There are too many for this medium. This is just a sample. There are many plaques and tablets inside churches, of course, and quite a few inside schools and other buildings, but I'm not dwelling on those here. So here are just a few that are currently on view in public spaces. And now I'm sure that some of you will create your own mini safaris or self-guided tours to go and see them all.
The Grove. I remember this plate when it was part of an elaborate seat at the Grove. The seat is now gone, but the plaque has been preserved and mounted on a board here. It commemorates the gift of this wonderful space to the people of Sittingbourne and Milton by George Andrews on the 23rd of April 1923. Here's one in the High Street, built into what used to be Burton's, the 1930s Art Deco style shop opposite the bottom of Central Avenue. It states, "This stone laid by Stanley Howard Burton, 1937.
Out of town a little bit now. This one in Lower Houstow, the site of the former public house, the Britannia Inn.
The tablet reads Britannia House, formerly Britannia Inn, 1858 to 1930. First mentioned as a beer house, which was probably brewed on site. It was built beside the brickworks for brickies and bargees, with the tram lines for the brick carts running by the front door. The German workers who built the brick chimney for the brick kilns and others lodged here too. The inn signs on all four walls, found during restoration, read Britannia Inn, George Beer and Rigdon's, Pale Ales and Stout. This one is more of an inscription, but it is an inscription on a horse trough. It's now in Johnson House Gardens, technically in Milton now, but it was moved here in about 1950, I think, when the gardens were opened. Before that it stood near the former blacksmiths in the High Street and near the former Congregational Church. The inscription reads, "Every one of us must give account of himself to God." And it also says Metropolitan Drinking Fountain and Cattle Trough Association. This association, surprisingly, still exists in some form, slightly different name. Back to the High Street, and this plaque high up is the former Rose Inn. There's a blue plaque on the building, which I've discussed before, but it hasn't been on the building as long as this one has. The date is 1708. The RI, the initials RI, is really RJ for Robert Jeffs, for whom the house was originally built in 1708. King George's Field was opened to the public in 1937 in the grounds of the former Gorecourt Park. A band played, speeches were made, and these two plaques were unveiled on either side of the door of the pavilion, the former stable block of the by then demolished old manor house. This beautiful park was acquired by the Urban District Council of Sittingbourne and Milton for use as a playing field to be known as King George's Field, and was declared open to the public by the Right Honourable Lord Harris, MC DL, on Saturday the 9th of October 1937. At the bottom it says A.L. Baker, JP, Chairman, and G.H. Potter, Clerk. This building, erected about the year 1800 as stables and coach house belonging to Gorecourt Park, was converted into a sports pavilion by the Urban District Council in 1937, the original elevation being retained. The mansion, formerly standing about 70 yards to the north-east of this building, was demolished in 1926, and then it lists members of the council.
This is at Hornhill, Milstead now, and here is a Grade 2 listed memorial and plaque commemorating the field used by soldiers of the 3rd Battalion Gloucestershire Regiment during the First World War. This is at the entrance to the Guides Horn Hill campsite.
It reads, "In this field, the 3rd Battalion Gloucestershire Regiment, Lieutenant Colonel G.H. Burgess commanding, was encamped during the summers of 1916 to 1917. The battalion acted as a training unit, preparing drafts of officers and men for the 1st Battalion serving on the Western Front. Each summer from 1916 to 18, the battalion camped here, where Burgess commanded. The soldiers training at Milstead Camp played an active role in village life, attending local church services and regularly organising sports days to entertain the people of Milstead. By April 1917, the village schoolroom had been requisitioned by the 3rd Battalion and used by the Army schoolmaster to instruct around 50 young trainee soldiers every day after school. The village hall served as a cinema for soldiers on a weekly basis. George Herbert Burgess was promoted to brevet colonel at the end of the war, but died of natural causes at the age of 54 in 1919 while still in command. This plaque, to be found in the wall of the Memorial Hospital, is actually the foundation stone. It reads simply, "This stone was laid by the Right Honourable Lady Harris, 12th of September 1928. Film actually survives of the laying of this stone and the ceremony that went with it. You can find that film on an earlier video that we posted. In the newspaper report, the project was called the Sittingbourne and District Cottage Hospital. Lady Harris said, "Sittingbourne and Milton owe much to the munificent benefactions of the Lloyd family, who have been so prominently connected with the papermaking industry in the two towns for so many years, and not the least of these will be the cottage hospital, which is being erected by Mrs. Garwood as a memorial to her parents, the late Mr. and Mrs. Frank Lloyd." Presumably Mrs. Garwood wasn't doing this single-handedly, but was in fact putting up the money. Whilst we're at the hospital, another plaque to the side of the main entrance is this one. It reads, "This stone was laid by local resident Mrs. Frances Ind to celebrate the redevelopment of Sittingbourne Memorial Hospital on the 28th of July 1995.
And lastly, of course, perhaps the most impressive memorial, or set of memorials, is the town's Avenue of Remembrance.
The avenue was inaugurated in 1923 with 181 name plaques of local men who had died in the First World War, together with a tree for each man. A further 94 plaques were added to commemorate those who died in the Second World War. This plaque on the corner of the avenue and the road leading to Roman Square was installed in 1996 after a refurbishment and some replanting of trees. Avenue of Remembrance, the Great War 1914 to 1918. Trees planted in 1921 on this site in memory of those from Sittingbourne killed in the Great War have been replaced by Swale Borough Council, J. Sainsbury and Save Our Living Memorial, with the cooperation of the Royal British Legion and local ex-service associations. The new trees bear the original names on their individual plaques. Their names live forever. 1996. This plaque is opposite a larger one set into the wall of the former Paper Mills clubhouse on the other side of the road.
That's all for now, but we'll look at some more plaques and memorials soon. Can't wait. Thanks for watching. If you have found this video interesting, please subscribe to our YouTube channel or visit our website.